Welcome everyone back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is DFree. Here today, we are taking a look at all of the brand new Dragon Ball GT cards. I'm going to be giving you guys my just general idea about how good they are, what they excel at, and just stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you happen to enjoy these types of videos here on the channel, particularly with all this, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Video goal is 1,000 likes. That being said, we're going to start off by taking a look at Hyper Meta Rilldo. So Hyper Meta Rilldo, a melee-based red fighter. We take a look at the stats here. His strike attack is absurdly high, 62.4 pre-soul boosting. We come down, key restore speed, critical, basically average numbers. Main ability here, draws a strike arts card next. Very good for a melee-based fighter. Restores his own ki by 40 as well. Also pretty good because it means he'd be able to use that strike card. And then also plus 40% to damage inflicted for 20 counts. General damage boost, very solid as well. Plus 70% chance to inflict heavy bleed for 20 counts upon landing a strike arts hit. You are almost guaranteed to get a heavy bleed ailment on the enemy with the strike arts card that you just so happen to draw. And you're also going to do bonus damage. Again, they're going to have bleed applied. You're going to restore ki. That's a jam-packed main ability. Very good. Unique ability 1, plus 50% to strike damage inflicted for 20 counts when this character enters the battlefield. Good. That's good. Just general, not general damage, but just a free bonus to damage. 50% just by entering the field is nice. Applies attribute downgrade, minus 100% to enemies, cover, sustained damage cut to self. Cannot be canceled, meaning it cannot be removed by any other character. Sustained damage cut minus 100% is absurd. That's absurd. If you try to use cover cut, it's going to get nullified. It's not good versus this fighter. And that means Zamasu, your characters like that. Like, he has the kit to where if he was a blue unit, he'd be the literal counter to Zamasu. I mean, there are units that can basically one-shot if I'm looking at you, Vegeta, but still. Nullifies enemies' restore own health when it reaches 0 effect when this character attacks. Cannot be canceled. Cannot be removed. He gets that for free. And again, looking back at Zamasu, he has the ability to get back some HP, basically survive a KO blow. This guy says no. Literal counter, you know? Hercules, Zamasu, Green Vegeta, they're unable to revive. Restores own health by 10% when this character is switched to standby and nullifies abnormal conditions. That's a very solid secondary ability. By the way, Machine Mutant, he is a Machine Mutant. He's not an android, which is why he does now android-centric tags, if you didn't know. Special move, major pierce damage, inflicts enemy to attribute downgrade, minus 50% to health restoration. Looking at those same units again, a lot of them have health restoration built in too. 50 cost, we come down to the green card, plus 20% to strike damage inflicted, plus 20% to special move damage as well. Costs 10 ki to use, holds double red. Ability is strike attack and defense. That's not bad for red. They're trying to push mono red lately with dropping these 3 new red units. Even though Gohan doesn't buff mono red, he's basically their best unit. But still, there's Gogeta running around. That doesn't mean much, but it still is kind of like a bad time. At 5-star, 30%. Worst thing about this unit is lack of equips for now. Not all of these can even be applied to him, by the way. But lack of equips. Second thing is lack of an actual team. He's meant to be used on Mono Red right now. In the future, maybe GT. Maybe they release more of the, I don't know, whatever is going to fit in Emerging in the future. There's some good candidates for that. But more of the GT-centric cards, right? So there we go. Very good unit. Doesn't have a very good place in the game right now. Now, Vegeta. I don't know if Dino's going to upload the video or not, but we just did a PvP video, and Vegeta is insane. Like, he is insanely good. So we have access to Blast-based unit. Ranged unit Super Saiyan means he can be applied to those Super Saiyan teams with Super Vegeta and Bardock and stuff like that. You can benefit from that type of stuff. 32k, 23k, excuse me, ki restore. Main ability, a lot here. Restores own ki by 60. Inflicts enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 40% to blast damage received for 30 counts. Inflicts all enemies with the downgrade minus 80% to health restoration. They are really hating on health restoration. For 15 counts. Inflicts the enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 5 to substitution count as well. Meaning they have to wait 5 more seconds to swap out. And you can use this as early as 10 timer counts. That is a lot of gain, a lot of bonus for 10 counts. I'll take it. Now, Vegeta is the debuff master in this game. Previously, it was probably Kale or another couple of units, Well, Vegeta takes the cake now. Not only does he do all the ones from the main ability, look at what he does with his unique. Inflicts enemy with the attribute downgrade, plus 15% to damage received. Very good general damage received downgrade. For 15 counts every time this character uses a blast card, just by using a blast card, which, by the way, he holds double blast cards. While this character is on the battlefield, the following effects occur every time the enemy uses a strike arts card. Plus 15% to blast damage inflicted. So if they're trying to strike cancel to get the Dragon Balls, they take more damage. That's nice. Inflicts the enemy with the attribute downgrade, minus 70% to key recovery for 2 timer counts every time they use a strike card. That's good. That's good. Minus 70%. It's 2 counts. It's not something to take too seriously. But basically, they're penalizing sidestepping and just stuff like that because your cost is going up as well for your strike cards with the second ability. And just it's very, very, very demoralizing, very penalizing. Inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade plus 3 to strike arts cost when this character enters the battlefield. It adds up quickly, right? Adding up quickly. And then special deals major impact damage, inflicts the enemy with the attribute downgrade plus 20% to blast damage received. Again, just a whole lot of downgrades. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 25% to blast damage received with the green card. So he has varying ones. Some of them are all enemies, meaning if they switch, it'll still be applied. Some of them are just the target enemy that he's versus at the time. He holds double blast. Now, double blast admittedly isn't great, but it's good for blast-based units, which they're trying to push lately. Legends is a funny game. They push mono red, but they also bring out Gogeta. They're pushing blast-based units, but they keep bringing out blast armor units. You know, so nonetheless, they're trying to push it. Double blast isn't that bad, but be wary. You could be in a position now where you have just a surplus of blast cards, which isn't admittedly bad because these units want them, but you can literally have 7 or 8 blast cards at a time now, and that's a lot of blast cards. So blast attack, base blast attack to Saiyans, and he picks up blast attack and blast defense. That's a very good 5-star double buff. Saiyans typically don't benefit from having that. I believe Tora and SS3 are the only other ones in the game that have a double buff at 5-star. Tora having the exact same blast attack and blast defense bonus. So it's not very common. So there you go. At 5-star, they're going to be very good bench units. This guy particularly with Gogeta, because Gogeta's a blast unit. So we take a look at Goku, who also is a blast unit, by the way. They're really pushing blasts. Goku has 61,000 soul boosting to blast attack, above average key restore. We come down and look at the main ability, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 15 counts, Increases arts card draw speed level by 1 level for 5 counts. Not bad. And then increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts. So he gets double bonus on that. One of them shorter than the other, but he also gets a bonus to damage. So he's sidestep. He's sidestep king, and you use him after 5 counts. Sidestep king. Now, Goku's a unit that's different. He kind of fizzles out as the battle goes on. We take a look at his first unique ability. The following effects occur from battle start for 60 counts, meaning whether he's out there or not, battle start. Plus 40% to blast damage inflicted, minus 15 to own blast arts cost, and he reduces damage received by 20%. He even takes reduced damage. That's amazing. That is an amazing ability. 60 seconds is long enough to basically beat anybody. You know, it's not long enough to win most of your matches, but it's good enough to win at least a couple of characters or whatever the case is. And if you're good at the game and your opponent's pretty bad, you can take advantage of that matchup and probably beat them in 60 seconds total. Plus 15% to damage inflicted for 15 counts every time a blast card is drawn while he's on the battlefield. Absurd. Absurd. Just by drawing a card, he gets general damage bonuses. His strike cards do bonus damage, whatever the case is. Because of that, it's not a blast-based bonus. Deals major impact damage and plus 20% to blast damage inflicted. So this is an attribute upgrade instead of an attribute downgrade. You know, Vegeta had a lot of downgrades where they take more blast damage, but he's actually sticking on him, which is good through switches in case, you know, you have a buff like Vegeta had where it's just for one unit specifically. So Goku's green card, this is really cool. By the way, he holds a destruction card destroying blast card. Really good. Plus 20% to blast damage inflicted for 15 counts. Plus 10% to blast damage inflicted per blast arts card in your hand for 15 counts. And he also changes strike cards to blast cards. 15 cost. That's an absurd green card. Strike defense, blast attack and strike defense, another double buffing Saiyan. Actually the inverse of SS3 Goku, who's strike attack and blast defense. Very good. And we're going to take a look at Trunks really quick. So Trunks is a support character. Support characters typically need to offer ki, health restoration, stuff like that. Another double blast card holding unit. This is getting outlandish right now. Above average ki restore, we take a look at the Space Mechanic plus 30% of blast damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts. Restores allied GT and Hybrid Saiyan health by 15% and shortens their substitution count by 5. That's a very good main ability as well for a support-based character. Bonusing damage inflicted, only blast damage, but the other 2 units are good blast units, so it's fine. He also restores their health as well, and also allows you to be able to sub in and out 5 seconds quicker. It's good. Unique ability, plus 20% of blast damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts when this character enters the battlefield. Those aren't always the best, because when he enters the battlefield, obviously, even though he's applying the buff to his allies, including himself, he is using up most of that counter, 10 seconds in most scenarios if you immediately switch out. The following effects occur when defeated, plus 25% to blast damage inflicted by allies, and plus 15% to damage inflicted by allied GT or Hybrid Saiyans. That should stack. Those 2 abilities should stack. A blast damage and then a general 15%. Restores own ki by 30 when this character is switched to standby. Very good second ability. I believe he takes that from Mai's kid. I think it's Mai's kid. Anyways, special, deals major explode damage, inflicts enemy with the attribute downgrade, plus 20% of blast damage received with his Buster Cannon. Again, blast-based units just came out, so not bad. We take a look at the extra, plus 15% to damage inflicted by allies, and then a plus 15% to damage inflicted by GT or Hybrid Saiyans. Again, should stack, should be 30%. You get 2 different bonuses. I don't know if it actually amounts to 30, even though 15 and 15 is 30. Could be a different mathematical number, but regardless, you should get both. And then at 5-star, green and Hybrid Saiyan, or Hybrid Saiyan. Blast attack. This is a really good Z ability. Color and tag is really good combo, or double color, double tag. Those are all really good. When it comes down to this banner, the way I would rank this banner, I think Rilldo is going to be the unit that maybe ages the best here. But he's very dependent on what he gets in the future, because Mono Red is just not going to sustain, at least not right now. Mono teams have always been really good, right? But I don't know if Mono Red's time is right now, but a very good Z ability regardless. I think Rilldo's the wild card. I think he has, again, the best chance to be good in the future with the way that his kit is. Vegeta is probably the best one right now from my experience, just because he doesn't fizzle out late into the battle like Goku does. And then, of course, all the debuffs help out your allies, and just a ton of things are happening there to where you're able to do a ton of damage. But the only issue is that a lot of this is blast oriented. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to use blast units and also holding the double blast cards, maybe you want to use your strike fighters, it's not that great in that scenario. We take a look at Goku. Goku is probably the most damaging blast unit. I don't want to say in the game, but he's up there, of course, because we have Gogeta and stuff. But he's getting too many buffs. It's just a lot going on here. So he's going to do a ton of damage, but he's not good in a prolonged fight. I don't know what the theme is with that. With Goku's, I guess it makes sense. SS3 and then like this guy being young and stuff like that. But regardless, not good in a prolonged fight. After 60 counts, he doesn't get any of this anymore. But he still has some stuff to his kit after 60 counts. But again, if it takes a while, Goku's going to be the worst one of the list. And then Trunks he's Trunks. He's good. He's a EX character. He's one of the better EXs in the game. Does everything you would want a support unit to do. And then you look at Beerus, who doesn't do any of that stuff. So anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, 1,000 likes. And I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.